faucet, she is leaking and the roof is falling down. Okay, well that was a song I learned in like 4th grade. Called Manana, by the way, but I won't bore you with my singing voice. So agents like to talk about the Binzer, right? And you're probably going out there saying, Melissa, I have no idea what you're even talking about, which is why I try to simplify things. So the Binzer is buyer inspection notice and seller's response. And it's basically a fancy acronym for a form that agents use to negotiate repairs with the seller of the home. So if you are purchasing a home, it's easy to think that I want everything to be absolutely perfect, and I get it. But even if you are buying a new build, there's gonna be a punch list of items because construction is a human process. So if you go in understanding this, you're gonna be in a better frame of mind to manage expectations. So what repairs should you ask for? That is a question I like to kind of cover with my clients. And you're looking for the big stuff. We used to have a contract in Arizona that warranted certain repairs, whether it leaked, whether it was the roof, if it was anything that was electrical. Those things would be warranted, and the seller had to agree to fix those when they listed the house. But over the past few years, that negotiation in the contract, that portion went away, and now everything is 100% negotiated. So last year, when multiple offers were happening, we saw a ton of repairs being waived. Basically, people would go in and say, I won't ask you for any repairs if you give me the house. Like if I get the house, I'm not gonna ask you for repairs. Well, that's not a normal transaction. And moving is stressful enough. So if there's something major wrong with the house, those are the things we wanna ask for. If the roof is leaking, if there's a plumbing leak, if there's a large electrical issue, if the air conditioner isn't working, that is a big one because we live in Arizona and it's 100 degrees outside, right? So you gotta have a good AC. Now that doesn't mean that because the AC is 6 years old that you get to ask for a new one. Like that's not reasonable, and a seller's not going to say yes to that. Again, it's a negotiation. What you're not looking for are small, minor repairs or cosmetic items. Now on a new build, a little bit different because you can make the punch list for the builder. There is gonna be a punch list, they are not perfect. So you can have those cosmetic items. They will usually touch up paint, little nicks here or there. If an outlet's not working, obviously they're gonna fix that. But if you're negotiating with an existing home, you don't wanna ask for small things. You don't wanna ask for a GFCI outlet to be switched out or that the paint is nicked and you want it painted. Like those are things that you can do yourself or a handyman can do once you get into the home if you budget a little bit for them. Because just think how you would feel if you were the seller and the buyer came in with a list of 40 requests. It's kind of insulting. It leaves a bad taste in their mouth and they're gonna be like, no. And so their knee-jerk reaction to being like, oh, I thought they loved my home, and then they said all this stuff that's wrong with it, is for the seller to be like, I don't like these buyers and I don't wanna do anything. I've seen it happen, people. It's not good. So if you go in with here are my major items, then the seller's more likely to say, yes, I understand, I would want that too, and I'll get that done. Or maybe if we don't have time to get it done, we can negotiate a cost in lieu of repair. So sometimes that will happen where they might say, okay, well, we got an estimate, it was gonna be $2,000 to fix the toilet, and would that be okay if we just gave you a credit at closing so that you could fix it afterwards? And that happens too. So again, we're looking for major items, not small items. So then let's just touch on quickly moving in, because sellers, my sellers, I always say, take pride in how you're turning over the home. Like, I love my home. I want my buyers to love my home too. And so I'm gonna clean it as spick and span as possible. Now the rule of thumb when you close escrow is broom clean, and I have seen all levels of people's interpretation of that topic, right? So broom clean to one person might be fine. To another person like me, I'm kind of a clean freak. I'm probably gonna have cleaners come in. So again, just talking it through, managing those expectations, so that you know, okay, well, maybe I don't want to plan the movers to come right the day after escrow. Maybe I want to take that weekend and make sure I have cleaners in and vacuum and make sure it's the way I want it before I start putting my furniture in. So guys, like, just know that when you're asking for repairs, it's a negotiation process. Try to put yourself in the seller's shoes if you're the buyer, or vice versa. And then lean on your agent for advice. That's what we're here for, right? We don't just open doors, which seems to be what people think. So, all right, well, like, comment, subscribe, follow. I appreciate you all.